Movies, books, video games, forms of entertainment in which people are drawn to for various reasons. Whether it be to get their minds off of things or to simply have fun, there are many reasons one could be drawn to these things. In fact, there are too many to list. Some people simply use them as an escape. Now let's say, as an example, you are one of these people who use these things to escape from the reality the world brought upon you. The one thing you could do to get your mind off of those things stemming from simple stress of something such as schoolwork to something that could be so much more personal, such as the passing of a beloved one. Yet, when you do these activities, you simply can't. When you sit down and play a video game, watch TV, or read a book, you simply can't. Not because you can't see the words on the page or because you broke a hand and can't use a controller, but because of something much more deeper within. A constant thought that you have to do something to be useful. I myself felt this. As for how long, I simply cannot remember when it started. Though whenever I went to do anything, such as play the new Zelda which just released, this one being The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD for the Nintendo Switch, I felt this way. I love the Zelda series a ton and I love this game, yet when I went to play it, I felt exhausted. I felt worse than I did before I turned it on, as if that stretch from the upcoming school year looming over my head was multiplied by 2,000. Though, this didn't have anything to do with the game, it was only me. I noticed I would get these feelings almost every single time I did anything for myself that wasn't some type of schoolwork, yard work, or anything that is done or seen as some sort of progression in life. This feeling worsened and worsened to the point where I couldn't even look at a game without my stomach twisting. The same thing happened when I went to watch movies or even read. Yet I didn't have anything else to busy myself with. I only had so much schoolwork, and when that schoolwork was done, I was just left there to drift in an empty void. This lifestyle lasted for a couple months until one fateful day I was on a call with one of my friends. He asked some food because he was very hungry that day, and he asked me something on the lines of, "Yo, can you stream a game or something while I eat?" For the first time in what felt like decades, I looked at my games catalog on Steam and clicked on a game to play by myself. Though I didn't make the choice to play this game, my friend asked me to pick it after all. I played this game by myself. That was what's important. As for when I played games during this time of my life, I would only play if my friends got on. This game I randomly chose was a little game titled Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. A pot, a person, a hammer, and you, the player. There are no directions, there are no controls, only you guiding yourself until the person in the pot begins to talk. Let's call him Bennett, for I honestly don't know his name. He speaks about how
There's no feeling more intense than starting over.
which I find myself in the moment I picked up the game. I never started the game over, or got off when I initially clicked on it. I played and played until I beat it. Time span from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., a 6-hour journey. Yeah, I found that I was enjoying myself. I started over in my motivation to do things. This was the start of a new beginning for me. As well as this new beginning, while I was making this video, I accidentally deleted all the audio related to it. The audio was set to match the footage. Not only did I have to re-record all the audio, but also re-edit the footage again so it matched the new audio. Was I frustrated? Of course I was. But in that moment I had a thought that I could make this video even better than it once was. Go big or go home, I like to say, and here I am putting all my effort into editing, which I don't even know how to do honestly. Moving up the green musky mountain and through Devil's Chimney, a sense of fulfillment can be found while traversing the construction site. It's like when you first learn how to ride a bike. You may have fallen or even injured yourself, but once you finally learn and can pedal on your own without falling, a sense of fulfillment can be found, a sense of freedom, like acing the final you thought you were going to fail, or even winning the big game, as so many people like to use as an example. As Bennett says, getting past these obstacles can take hours. Built-up frustration may get to the person trying to accomplish it, but in the end, when it's done, a sense of fulfillment can be found which cannot be gotten by doing anything else. Nothing else except accomplishing your own goal. If you've ever played a game called Dark Souls, it's a bit like beating a really hard boss in that game. When this task is done and you've accomplished it, the next thought might be, what's next?
just by spending enough time.
Moving up past the construction site comes Hell's Kitchen. Up through this kitchen and through the furniture to a small orange resting on a simple stand. Bennett speaks of the internet and how everything's only fresh for a mere 6 seconds. 6 seconds until one clicks refresh and looks for something new. Ideas are recycled, overused, forgotten so quickly people don't even realize it. In this landfill they call the internet, I stand up making my own pushes forward. My own pushes by simply being myself. Here I am telling you a story about how a simple game changed my life. Or shorts in which I push 2 buttons on a water fountain and call that content. I don't care about what's popular or what's new or what's fresh. I do what I want without anyone putting their own thoughts into my mind. I am me and you are you. Follow your own adventure and build your own fate. Fate is never set. We have the free will to change our fate. As we come across this orange and you watch me fail over and over on this part of the game, which I would consider the hardest part of the game, I should mention something else this game did to me. A week prior to playing Game Over, I was at my friend's birthday party. He had just turned 18 and us teens were being dumb, drinking our Kool-Aid and playing with wooden swords. Yeah, okay, maybe we didn't act like teens, more like 8-year-olds, but still, we were being dumb. I challenged my friend's cousin to a sword fight because he was well trained with swords. I declared I could beat him. We had one sword duel where I was beaten brutally. I was hit in the chest, in which a bruise emerged the next day. My hand got smashed by a stick. And lastly in this duel, I was running away and I got hit in the arm. When I got hit, I immediately fell to the ground where my arm went numb and began to shake. I couldn't move it for a good 10 minutes, and after this I went on to challenge him again. This time, I beat him. Yet when I went home that night, I felt something was wrong. My arm was sort of swollen, so I took some medicine and went to bed. I was way too sleepy to get it checked out then. But when I woke up, the pain was gone and I felt totally fine. Until I began to play this game. I made my way through Devil's Chimney and noticed a pain begin in my arm. As I played this game, this pain got worse and worse and worse, and by the end of the 6-hour period, my arm was throbbing in pain. I should have stopped to take a break, but something in my mind was telling me not to. Would I return to this game again? Would my motivational issues stop me? When I beat this game, pain will go away the next day, right? I'm split on this thought. I feel if I stopped playing, I would not have picked up this game again and beaten it. I would have been stuck in the dark void with no motivation to do anything. Yet on the other end of the spectrum, my arm never got better after that day. It got worse and worse and worse throughout the week. I went to the doctors and they said I had tendonitis, which is basically an inflamed tendon. They told me to rest and wait for it to heal. But I can't do that. I was moving the next week. So I moved houses. My arm was in so much pain it was unreal, and this was all due to my fault. Shortly after this move, school started where I had to carry around heavy school books and write essays and take notes. Or is my dominant arm that was injured, and it would be hard for me simply to not use it the whole school year. It just kept getting worse and worse to the point where I am now where it's painful to do anything. That includes typing the script for this video and even playing this game again for this video. If I had stopped, would my arm have gotten better? Would I be limited physically? Yet in contrast to these questions, if I stopped, would my mentality over motivation have gotten better? Or would I be able to do anything for myself mentally? These are questions I can't help but ask myself when it comes to thinking about my experience with this game and how it changed everything for me. While we continue our way trying to get past Orange Hell, I'd like to touch upon a point Bennett made earlier. Bennett states that he will save everything, even our mistakes. This can go hand in hand with the reality. No matter what decision is made in life, good or bad, it's always saved. There is no going back on any decision. I made the decision not to go to Washington, D.C. in 8th grade. I made this decision over simple anxiety, and in the end, I regret not going. I can't go back on this decision as much as I want to. And my chances to explore that part of the world I've always wanted to see have been postponed. From 8th grade to now, I still have years to go before I can even think about going there. Every decision must be made smartly. Acting out of emotion won't get anyone anywhere. Like in law, if one acts out of emotion in law, then the trial is flawed. One can't tell a judge a sad story and would simply win a case. Decisions have to be made with logic. No emotion involved. Does it make sense? Is it right? Is it good for me? Where will it get me? Those are some questions to keep in mind when making a decision. Everything is saved. Make every choice count. From green to blue to orange to purple to the plain white snow we come across. The rocky cliffs and uneven landscape becoming its own obstacle. As we come across a hat and our first look at a new material, ice. If one got frustrated playing this game before, the ice will be the end-all be-all of this game for them. The slippery slope seen as you try to get a grip, only for the hammer to slip. This hat section, which once took me 20 minutes, now takes me 2. Or this anvil with a slightly green outline, the anvil that was the bane of my existence. This game took me 6 hours to beat that night. This anvil was the cause of 4 of those hours. Yet in my own practice, in my own time, and all the pain my arm was in, I overcame this anvil against the odds telling me I couldn't. I practiced and became better and better to now where I can complete this anvil with ease. The anvil was the true test of this game for me. The true test of questioning whether I should continue playing that night. In the end, I continued, for a feeling erupted deep down inside of me, a feeling that told me it couldn't get any worse than this. This end-all obstacle almost stopped me more than anything else I came across in this game, yet I didn't let it stop me. I pushed forward against the odds and made my way further through. It's like the end of a movie. The hero went through various amounts of trouble, and is faced with one final trial. Puts everything you've learned to the test to see if you can succeed. And once you do, there's only one way to go: up. Across the flying boulders comes a bucket. A bucket and a sign that states, "Do not ride, Snake." Bennett states that
We have the same taste, you and I. It's not ambition, it's ambition's opposite. An obdurate mission to taste defeat. You'll feel bad if you win, so I put this snake in for you.
our friend knows that in success, defeat is inevitable. As I questioned previously, what's next? Our friend decided to put a lovely snake here in case you didn't want to be faced with that question. A snake that would bring you right back to the beginning. If you wish to face this question for yourself, much like how I felt after I defeated the trial that was the anvil, there's only one way to go, and that way is up. After hopping from the bucket onto wood across a gap that could stressfully lead in one's demise, the end-all of this game returns in a stunning, towering height, an obstacle very cleverly named ice. The largest obstacle seen yet, and it's the tallest object in the game. It feels impossible, yet in the darkening sky behind you, and after all you've overcome already, you know the end is near, and you know you can do it. How you decide to conquer this challenge is up to you. The ice is the final boss of the game. The anvil was the rising action, this is the climax. And countless obstacles faced throughout life. Once you've hit so low, or once you've seen something so terrible, you can only move up. This change, this character growth, this action can only be done if one pushes themselves forward beyond what they thought was their limits. I was burned with the thought that I was not good enough, that I needed work life to consume me to be happy. But pushing myself through this game revealed something to me. Revealed that it's simply okay. Moving up past ice into the final obstacle, if the end was near before, this is it. After this, it's all over. The falling action after the climax. It's quiet up here. The sky growing darker as the worst enemy ice fades below.
You've conquered the
To a radio tower which contrasts with a deep blue background.
and the rectory.
Something that would have looked terrifying at the beginning now looks like nothing. I've overcome it. I got over it. And in my mind, the thought of me not being able to do something for myself chipped away. Our dear friend says that
In a moment, I'll shut up. But let me say, I'm glad you came.
he guided us along the way and spoke his wisdom. And now it's time for the departure. Conquering this last obstacle with all the practice and power we've gained over the adventure named Getting Over It, and up into space where the only guidance is the thought that we need to move upward. One can't move upward if they don't get over the things they face, whether it be a rejection, the loss of a job, or even a house. This game showed me that it's okay to do things for myself. I need to let go of the feelings that brought me down into that
I
void.
dedicate this game to you.
The world is vast, with every living soul on this planet having their own ups and downs, including myself. And with my own issues, this game showed me a path that I did not see before. A path forward through life in which my motivation would not stop me any longer, for in the end, I simply got over it. And the chains that once strapped me down rusted away. I was able to do whatever I wanted in my mind. This was the start of a new chapter in my book. A long book one could call life.
I'm going down the road feeling bad. Lord, I'm going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down this road feeling bad. And I ain't gonna be treated this away. I'm going where the chill wind never blows. Lord, I'm going where that chill wind never blows. I'm going where that chill wind never blows. And I ain't gonna be treated this away. I'm going where the climate suits my cauldron. I'm going where my cauldron's never cold. I'm going where the climate suits my cauldron. I ain't gonna be treated this away. I'm going down this road feeling bad. Lord, I'm going down this road feeling bad. I'm going down this road feeling bad. And I ain't gonna be treated this away.